do 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 doom doom do 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 do. Do 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 do. You hear the dog crying because she wants to be right here, but she's not been feeling good, so she's crying in the background. I wanted to jump on here real quick. President Trump just signed another executive order. This is what they've been going back and forth between the Democrats and Republicans, fighting back and forth. The statement that I'm going to make and the discussion that we're going to have is not a political statement whatsoever. I'm just going to tell you what it all means. I feel that my fiduciary duty as a leader of the community, like I did last time when it first began, and helped many, many people with their finances, with their mortgages, with their income, with their unemployment, with their stress. Yeah. It's an art to manage. It's an art to manage. You can manage everything. You can manage businesses and companies, manage your family. You can manage finances, but it's an art to manage these type of dealings. And so it's important for us to talk a little bit about it. I don't know if you saw the announcement. He came out and forgive my attire. I have been working in the yard and then doing some stuff here in the house. Also preparing myself for tomorrow's message. I promise you I'll be spick and span tomorrow. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about this executive order that Trump signed. It's important for you to know the benefits that you have, because there's a lot of benefits written inside it. Now, some people, there's going to be, look, for the politics are going to fight hereafter. But in history, the executive order is what it is. It'll probably go through a lawsuit, which will not win. If it does, if they fight anything, it's going to fight of an increase. And I'll tell you what it is. First of all, for those of you who would like to know, hey, Hans, how you doing? God bless you. So here's what Trump has announced. Number one, stimulus check, $3,200 for a family of four. If you paid your taxes and you claim four people in your taxes, it could be a husband and wife and two kids. You'll receive a stimulus check of $3,200. That's going to come in the mail. Second is unemployment. Two items. Whether you have been paying into the unemployment or you're a 1099, you qualify for disaster relief. It's not just unemployment, it's disaster relief. Remember that. Even though they call it unemployment, it's actually disaster relief. Disaster because of the coronavirus. And so those that are 1099 do qualify. A lot of people have not taken advantage of it. They're 1099, they're struggling, they're trying to work, they're driving Uber, driving Lyft, doing... they're actually getting sick. They're working on yards. They're trying to sell things to make a living. But let me tell you something. If you're a 1099 and business owner and you're struggling, having a hard time, you have some resources that are there for you. So here's what he did. It has been started April, or actually started in March. It has been $600 disaster relief from the federal government, $200 disaster relief from the state of Texas. So the average person here has been getting $800 a week as disaster relief. It's reduced $200, okay? But let me show you how this is going to help you out. It's a reduction of $200. You still have $200 from state, and you'll have $400 from federal versus $600, okay? So there's a $200 difference. But the third item is you have unemployment tax relief. Here's what the unemployment tax relief is. You don't have to pay taxes, and it's forgiven all the way to December 31st, which means if you've been deducting the taxes from the $600 and the $200 or the $800, you've been deducting about $81. You don't have to deduct that anymore. So the taxes that you've been deducting, you don't have to deduct. You can put it on there. It's going to be forgiven at the end of the year. So it comes out inadvertently in a wash. So the best that I figured, an average person is probably going to be, based on what they've been receiving without paying the taxes, is a reduction of from $800 a week to $740 a week. That's what it comes out to, about $740, $750, maybe $730, $740 a week is what it's going to come out to. So it's a small deduction. And this is good for those that are 1099, have been working hard. Your business, it's hard for you to get out there to do your business because of whatever it may be, or even unemployed. You haven't been able to go out there to work. You're not an essential service like here in the state of Texas or in the Rio Grande Valley. They just extended in the county, Hidalgo County, they extended the quarantine. And so it's keeping people from going to work or being productive and doing business as they were. So this is all about disaster relief. And there was another relief. Your rent and your mortgages. That's the other relief. Rent, you won't be evicted. Here's what happens with your rent. You have to file a document with the federal government. When you file the document together with your renter, if you have an apartment, and what will happen is that you'll be relieved they cannot evict you. The same thing with a mortgage. If you have a mortgage, you can actually go to your bank, and you can click on, if you have an online, you can click on disaster relief. And what it does is it puts a freeze on your payment. You don't have to make a payment up to 12 months, but in 3-month increments, okay? So if you didn't do it already one time, you could do it now again, but you'll have up to 12 months option for the disaster relief. Here's what happens. It's going to freeze your monthly payments. It's going to freeze your monthly payments till the end of 12 months. At the end of 12 months, the bank is going to want to be able to receive what you didn't pay. That's what it's going to ask for. Or the second item at the end of the 12 months, or whenever you're ready to start making the payments again, when you can, is you can have it, now you do, it's either a refi, a cash-out refi, which they'll let you have, as long as you have a little bit of money in the bank, so hopefully you've been tucking money away. Or the second item in the disaster relief, you can do a modification, a loan modification. Doesn't affect your credit. That's the key thing. Loan modification is the way you want to go. Loan modification, they're going to drop your interest rate to 0% interest. It might be 0.2% interest. It could be 2.2% interest, but it's going to be cheaper than what you got in before. Okay? But that's going to be later. You don't have to think about it right now, so you're going to push all those payments over. Now, my suggestion is take advantage of all these if you can. If you're working, don't worry about the unemployment. But if you're not working, grab the unemployment. They're using the unemployment program to issue disaster relief. It's not unemployment. It's just that the computers are so old, and it'll take them too long to create new software for this type of disaster relief. So the disaster relief, they're utilizing the unemployment platform for disaster relief. And trust me, it's going to, when you do the application, this has been the big deal. When you do the application, the first letter that you're going to receive is a denial saying that you didn't make enough. That's the first letter. Then you're going to receive another letter saying you're going to receive a minimum of $207. Okay? And then then it's going to give you a date on when you request your $207 times 2 for 2 weeks. And when you click on it, the federal government's going to add on top of the $414 their $800 or $400 per week. And so you'll have $417 plus $400 plus $800. So you're going to have $1,200. And you're going to ask not to pay any taxes because you're going to be released from that anyway at the end of the year. You'll end up with about $1,300 every 2 weeks as a 1099. Yeah. And some of you may be saying, that's a lot of numbers, Pastor Clark. I can't keep up with that. That's okay. Ask me any questions when I go off. I'm here for you. I walked a lot of people through this on the first go around. Walked a lot of people through the PPP, worked the church. We went through the PPP also, which was the payroll protection plan. There were even some in the church that were so willing to give up their payment. I said, no, do not give it up. Don't give up your salary. We're going to get the PPP because it's going to be forgiven and you're going to get paid. And there were some that were going to quit. And I said, do not quit the church. We're going to get the PPP. You're going to get paid. And God's going to take care of us. And God certainly has. So it has been a joy to see this. So yeah, Marty, it's incredible to see this. Yeah, Danny, I hope you got it. I shared a lot of information. Go back and listen to the video. I might produce another video in a couple of days about this. And when I first did this, when they first did this, I did a video and I walked people through it. And then I don't know how many people I talked to that it has helped them. I've lost count how many people I've talked to that it has helped them. They didn't know what they were going to do for an income because they're stuck. They're stuck because of the virus. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to make money. And when in reality is that these are resources that have been in our treasuries for generations. And so it's not, they put it in a debt column so that way it does get paid back. But ultimately, excuse me, I had great spaghetti today. I'm sorry. But it'll get paid back. I'm not worried about it. And when it comes to who do you elect, you better be hearing the Holy Ghost. Here's what I say. Anything that will save babies from being aborted. That's what I vote on. So, and see, what if he got denied due to working for a nonprofit organization? They didn't pay unemployment insurance. Randy, thank you for asking that question. Hear me very well. It is not unemployment. It is disaster relief. You're going to receive a letter saying that you're denied. When you receive that letter saying you didn't make enough and it wasn't paid in there, that is part of the process. You're going to get a denial first, and that causes people to walk away from it and never go back. But they're going to send you another letter 3 days later. The other letter is going to still say 0, but it's going to say $207 is available to you every week as a minimum. And then there's a third letter that's going to come that's going to tell you what date to ask for the money, because you have to select the date to ask for the money. And when you select that date, when they give you the date, you don't pick it. You have to ask for it that day. If you don't ask for it that day, you're not going to get paid. So there's a lot of people that saw the denial and they thought, well, we didn't pay into unemployment. It has nothing to do with unemployment. They're using the software of unemployment to pay disaster relief. That's where the confusion is. Everyone thinks it's unemployment. It's not. It's only listed in the unemployment software because we don't have enough time to create a whole new software. And there's so many old computers in many of the states. Every state has many old computers. So instead of having to recreate and put cash and build it all out, they said, let's put the money in the unemployment software. Let's run it through disaster relief. When you ask for your money, there's a question on the bottom that's added to it that says, were you able to work if it wasn't for the disaster of COVID? It actually says that. And you click on there, yeah, I'm capable of work if it wasn't for the COVID. And they release the money to you in 3 days after you ask for the money. You have to read all the papers. It's very, very detailed, but I'll walk you through it. So, Randy, to answer your question, yes, you will receive the money because it's disaster relief, not unemployment, but you're going to run it through the unemployment software, through the website, the Texas Workforce Commission, and it's going to deny you. But then it's going to tell you what there's a minimum, still saying you earn 0, and then it's going to give you a date to request for your money. You go to the tab on that date, you hit request on that date, and you're going to see suddenly it's going to confuse you because you're going to look and say, wait a minute, I got all this money sitting here? And you have to make sure you put a debit card in your account. It won't release your money unless if you put the debit card. Then you got to fill out this questionnaire. You know, it's government, so you got to fill out all these things, but you qualify because it's disaster relief. It's not unemployment. It has nothing to do with whether you paid into it or not. Even 1099 people who don't pay unemployment will receive disaster relief through the unemployment software. Okay, but that's the process, how it works. Ask me more questions. If people need it, take it. But do important to know, to understand all the facts as you share. That's exactly right. You got to vote your conscience. That's so true. Pray and listen to the Holy Spirit. That is so true. I added something to that. If you need the money, take it, but invest it. Here's what I'm going to do running through the remainder of the year. I'm going to walk you, 1099 people, how to make money with the money that you're receiving. Now, you're going to need money to pay your bills. But listen, you don't have to pay your mortgage. That's it's part of disaster relief. You don't have to pay your mortgage. So you don't have to use this money to pay your mortgage. You can freeze on your mortgage. So your mortgage payment, if you're paying $1,000 to $1,200 on your mortgage, take that money every single month and invest it in a business. If you're an entrepreneur, if you've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, you got to know how to use this. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to use biblical principles. Number one, you're going to pay your tithe. Number two, you're going to give an offering, sow a seed. Then number three, you're going to make an investment. You're going to receive $3,200. So take $320 of that money, give it to the church. That's your tithe. The rest of that money on your stimulus, don't go buy another car and don't go buy any furniture. Don't pay down your debt. Everything's being frozen right now. And that's what a lot of people haven't seen. Everything's being frozen. So you're going to take that $2,500, what is it, 32? You got $3,200, you're going to take $320 off of it. You're going to have $1,880. You're going to have $2,880 left. If you get $3,200, family of four, if you get $3,200, you're going to take $320. You're going to give it to your church as a tithe. I'm going to ask you to give an offering because that seed you're going to sow a seed for your business. Put $100 into your church. So the remainder of that money is going to be $2,700. You're going to take that money. You're going to make an investment. You're going to make an investment in your business. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through how to make an investment in your business so you can get ahead. We're going to show you different products that you can sell, how to arbitrage, how to trade stock, how to flip cars, how to be able to buy something low, sell something high. That's called arbitrage. We're going to show you you'll be able to buy a TV set if you get it at a good price. Add $100 to it and sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to show you how to I'm going to show a lot of stuff. We have this whole year I'm going to teach you. You need to invest this year. We have the opportunity to build some of the greatest entrepreneurs ever. If you look at it right, the government's setting up as disaster relief. People are setting it up as, woe is me, I'm unemployed. I have no income. I look at it that every one of you that are going to receive this, you have an investor in you, and it's God that has made it available to you in this great country of ours. And if you use it right, and if you sow your seed and you pay your tithe, God will bless you. And I'm going to give you the information on how you can succeed in your business. And you're going to succeed. We have the opportunity. We're going to see in 3 years from now, we're going to see some of the biggest businesses that were birthed from this because of the people that caught on to this. There's a lot of people in the secular world that are going to catch on to this because now they have till the end of the year. Here we are in the beginning of August. August, September, October, November, December, 5 months of stimulus money, debt forgiveness, mortgage freezes for 12 months. Use that money to invest. Invest it. And we're going to talk about investing. So if I can just let you see my heart and what I feel that is going to come prophetically, I want to run around this table right here. I just want to run around. I'm really pumped. And, but there's some people that are going to be naysayers. There's some people that are going to be real political. There's some people that are going to say, no, that's not right or that's wrong. Meanwhile, there'll be many people that will be setting up their life so that way they're prosperous and they won't have to rely on the government, and they will actually be able to pay into the government more money than the government ever paid into them. You just got to catch that out. That's how it works. A person who prospers pays a lot of taxes. Got to know that. And if you're in business, you learn how to do tax shelters and make more investments and continue to grow. And there's a reason why the rich keep getting richer, because they got it. They understand it. They hire the CPAs, not H&R Block. Sorry, guys, if you work for H&R Block. But sad to say is 85% of the people are in the workforce commission, and there's about a 15 to 20% that are true entrepreneurs, even though 85% of the businesses this country has are small businesses built by entrepreneurs. Isn't that a funny number? 85% work in the workforce, but yet of the 15% that are entrepreneurs, they hold 85% of the businesses, which are small businesses in this country. Ask yourself why. All right, guys, I'm going to turn you guys loose. A lot of video here. You can share it if you want to. I'll produce some more later, but keep up with me, okay? A couple of items real quick. My website, clarkortiz.com. Watch that. That's the one I talk a lot about business. Come visit us at church. Be with us this Sunday. I'm going to be speaking about soul winning, about building the ministry, because we're about to take the ministry to the next level. I hope you guys are ready for it. Now that we're not limited to how many people we can have in the service, and the churches can have their doors open. Sad to say, there's a lot of churches that have not been able to open up their doors for whatever reason, but we have. And we keep ourselves clean, safe. From the very beginning, God has been good with us. We've prayed, covered with the Holy Spirit. We've been very cautious, not frivolous. We have masks, anointed hand sanitizers, touch-free environment, social distancing. Come see us this Sunday, tomorrow, at 9 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock in the morning. If you don't have a church to go to, come see us. Don't stay home and watch it online. Come see us. If you're nervous and concerned, I understand. You stay home, no judgment whatsoever. But if you're a family and you want to have a private seating, we have seating available to you in the balcony where you can not only social distance from everybody, you'll be up in the balcony. We'll put 12 families up there. That's how big the balcony is. We can put 12 families up there with social distancing. All right. And the ones that are in the back leave first. So, and then the doors open just before we start service. So there's a short amount of time. Services are only 55 minutes long. And so you'll have the anointing and you'll be able to do so much inside your life. All right. Guys, I love you all greatly. I'm Pastor Clark. God bless.